Hi, I'm Matt Gannon from First Drop, and well, this is my first drop. Started this venture with a good mate of mine when we both worked at St Hallett in the Barossa, and yeah, we great experience, but certainly we're keen to start making wines for ourselves, and ultimately wine is an expression of place, but also of the person and the people behind it. So we're serious about the booze that we're putting in the bottle, but as you can see from the labels, we want to have fun with it too. So each wine has got its own personality, and we want to reflect it in the way that we package it. But you'll always find First Drop somewhere on the label, so just got to look for it carefully. It's a bit like Where's Waldo. So this is just a little snapshot of what we do. The backbone of First Drop is Barossa Shiraz, and we make a number of different Shirazes out of Barossa. But I also spent time working around the world in some great spots, and really this is an opportunity to explore some different varieties, alternative varieties in Australia. So we're making Arnace and a blend of Nebbiolo and Barbera out the Adelaide Hills, as well as Montepulciano, which we don't have here. Some Spanish varieties out of the Barossa, Albarino, Tempranillo, and also planting this year some more Portuguese varieties in McLaren Vale. But anyway, that's enough of that. Let's talk about the booze. First up, Bella Coppia Arnace out of the Adelaide Hills. This is from the southern Adelaide Hills, just above McLaren Vale, a place called Kaipo, about 400 metres above sea level. Beautiful spot, really cool. This wine is really inspired by the time I spent working at Cerreto in Piemonte in northwest Italy, which is where Arnace is indigenous to. But that is a tank fermented style, which has inspired this. But it's also drawing on my Eden Valley Riesling background from St Hallett days. So it's just a nice, fresh, crisp, white, perfect a place like season, with some nice seafood, you know, oysters, salt and pepper squid with some chilli through it. So think citrus, nashi pear, lime, almost some grapefruit characters, but it's a nice passion fruit too. So real explosion of fresh, vibrant fruit characters with a nice, clean, crisp finish. The Big Blind, Nebbiolo Barbera from the Adelaide Hills, but a different vineyard. This time in the north of the Adelaide Hills, a place called Kersbrook, which is about 330 metres above sea level, slightly warmer site. Great place for these two Italian varieties, again from Piemonte, from where the Arnace is indigenous to. Nebbiolo famed for making Barolo, for Barbaresco, but a few producers there actually blend the two together. And the reason why we're doing it is basically to make a style that's more approachable in its youth. So you get this lovely fleshiness of the Barbera fruit, the acidity through the spine, and then the Nebbiolo kicks in the mid to back palate. Hopefully, if I've got the blend right, it should be a nice even palate front to back, and just a great glass of red. So yeah, for all you Pinot lovers out there, I think this is definitely worth a try, and fantastic with duck. Yeah, smoked eat duck, perfect. Pork as well, and hey, why not some lamb just for good measure. So the Big Blind, Nebbiolo Barbera. Mother's Ruin. Why Mother's Ruin? Some of you might know that this is another name for gin, and this wine is a McLaren Vale Cabernet, which is an ode to the old school luncheon claret. So not as green or austere, but it's early picked. It's 13.5% alcohol, and basically just try to make a lighter style of Cabernet, which is for lunchtime drink. You'll see that we're having fun with the labels, and just briefly, the inspiration behind this is dates back to the 1700s, back when gin was really epidemic proportions. We talk about the the binge drinking of today, it was nothing compared to 300 years ago. It actually led to the Gin Act, which is basically the start of our licensing laws today. Anyway, at the time, yeah, a Londoner would drink 17 gallons of gin, which, yeah, it's a serious amount of alcohol. And there was so it was, as I say, almost epidemic sort of levels. There was an artist at the time, William Hogarth, that was also a political commentator, and he actually used his art, yeah, to comment on this, and one of his engravings was called Gin Lane, and it depicted the debauchery of the time. In fact, this label is actually the basis of part of Gin Lane, the original engraving. But he had another engraving called Beer Street, which extolled the virtues of drinking beer, funnily enough. And we've taken some of the characters from Beer Street and these affluent characters just here who are outside the First Drop cellar door, enjoying life while the rest of London yeah, sinks into depravity. Anyway, just a little aside. But that is as Mother's Royal, McLaren Vale Cabernet. Then moving on, this is see something that Barossa Shiraz that I'm very passionate about, having made the wines at St Hallett for 7 years, but this Mother's Milk Barossa Shiraz is not your typical sledgehammer balls and all style. It's a more European expression, more like a Crozes Hermitage. So it's from a cooler part of the Barossa, just in the northwest at Greenock, or just above Greenock, 330 metres. Get this ironstone soil there that gives this earthy savouriness to the wine. Yeah, we're not looking to over-extract. It's cool fermentation, 18 degrees, short time on skins, only 6 days, and that way we get this soft, slurpy, seductive style that's so easy to drink, Mother's Milk. The label will actually, I'm a cartoon nut, and we turned the story Mother's Milk into a cartoon from using our photographs from our first vintage. Actually, that's me when I used to have long hair, and then my partner in crime, JR, doing all the hard work, as you should. So, yeah, Mother's Milk, Barossa Shiraz. And finally, last but not least, we've got 2%, which is our reserve Barossa Shiraz, sourced from 3 vineyards, from the 3 preeminent subregions of Barossa. So in the west, Seppeltsfield, where you get this muscular, structured Shiraz. In the northwest, in Greenock, that earthy, savoury mid-palate. And then Ebenezer in the north on these red clays, what I call the slurp factory of the Barossa. So picture Dolly Parton meets Humphrey Bogart meets Arnold Schwarzenegger, a complex character. So 24 months, 25% new French with a splash of American oak for richness, and there's always a twist in the tail when it comes to First Drop, and the twist is it's got 2% Albarino in the blend. Albarino is a Spanish white variety. We make a very small amount of a barrel fermented Albarino. Tasting the fruit, very similar phenolics to Viognier. So Shiraz Viognier, out of a warm climate for me, often those apricots, those aromatics dominate the wine. This is about full-bore Barossa Shiraz. But what I do like in a Shiraz Viognier is the textural effect, and that's what this Albarino is doing. So rather than egg white fining to soften the blend, 2% just changes the structure, so you get this unctuous, rich, seductive style. So 2%. And just a quick story behind because there's always a story at First Drop. 2%, the reason behind this label is, well, the Albarino is called the Matador, and it's a bullfighting poster, and this is the central image of that. But then I thought that 2% sounded like 50 Cent, the gangster rapper, so we turned him into a gangster rapper Matador. Drinking 2% milk, we make Mother's Milk, and then for all you 50 Cent fans out there, back label is actually inspired by the great man himself. So yeah, check it out. Check out our website, www.firstdropwines.com. A few more wines on there. Check out the vault. And as you might have guessed, I'm a frustrated actor, so we've also got a few films ourselves, so go check it.